So here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. Through tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet, gentle tune.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, whatever time you are watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. Some people know me as Nacho Mama, some other people know me as Criddle, like Riddle with the C, but I'm going to go with my God-given name, which is Crystal Lavender. So thank you guys so much for being here. Welcome to the sanctuary. So we are going to do the reading for Aquarius March. Reading for March for Aquarius. All right. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It's a little quick for you, but it is a big bada boom for me. Okay, and keep your eyes open because I am redoing my whole entire website. So we got some cool things going on behind the scenes, and I'm super excited about that. We're gonna have a newsletter and be able to schedule personal readings, all kinds of cool stuff. So once again, thank you for being part of the sanctuary. I love you guys so much. We're going to start with general messages. General messages for the month of March for Aquarius. It says, keep your temper. Ooh. We got to watch ourselves when we're angry. We be saying some shit when we're angry, right? We got to watch ourselves when we're angry. A moment of silence in the midst of a heated argument or whatnot is will save you a lot of remorse, okay? Because you can't take back words once they're said. It says you can't go back to yesterday. Be in the present moment, right? Like it's too, like if you already done said something, if you were angry and done said something, they always say that that drunk people and children usually speak the truth, but that also goes towards when you're angry. Like if somebody says something when they're angry, chances are that they've been meaning to say it for a while. Okay, and be mindful of your words, because sometimes, like they say, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you, and that is absolute bull honky. Because there's been things that people have said to me that, like, my broken bones have healed. Any sort of wound I've had, I have healed. I've almost completely forgot about it. But when it comes to what somebody has said to me, like, I've had things run in my head over and over again for years. So I wonder what will happen next. Be ready to adventure. So are you ready to be ready to be ready? Ready to be ready to be ready to be ready. Some of you guys need to actually take a moment to go on an adventure. You know, maybe you've been feeling a little bit cooped up, little too cooped up, too much work, not enough play. Maybe some of you are bored, you're not mentally stimulated. Like Aquariuses are mental people. Y'all have some of the greatest minds ever. So you gotta keep that. Like read a book, stop and read a book. You know, go learn something. Go look for rocks. All right. This is one of my favorite things to do is looking for rocks. Like I always go whenever I go to the metaphysical store, I always pick up a piece of labradorite. Labradorite is one of the cheapest blingy. See how it's got that sheen to it, and it's one of the cheaper ones that have that sort of opaque shine. And it's really good for if you're trying to break an addiction, if you're working on any sort of like working on yourself. Like labradorite absolutely will help you. You can use them as like worry stones. You can put it in your pocket. They come in all shapes and sizes, but labradorite is absolutely one of my favoriteest stones. So go take a trip to the metaphysical shop. All right, depending on where you are and if you have one around. And if you don't have one around, like go out into nature and start looking for them. There's nothing wrong with looking for rocks. I probably have more rocks than more rocks than more rocks than I should. I got this little dude here. He is my lucky dinosaur egg that I got from my niece. My niece gave this to me last time that she was here. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know, pick yourself up a piece of labradorite, or if you are trying to work on anger management issues, grab yourself a piece of black onyx, or a piece of jet. Have you ever picked up a piece of jet? Like jet is so super light. Like it feels like it should be heavy, but it's like super light. But usually the stones that are black have a tendency to absorb negative energy before it hits your auric field. So you might want to invest in some sort of stones and be careful when you're angry. Be especially careful when you're angry. Be especially careful of what you say when you're angry. Okay. All right, let's go on to your financial. What is Aquarius got going financially for the month of March? Finances and March. March and finances. What do we got? Try to move those guys out of view. Bam, bam, bam. I hope you guys are doing well. This Mercury, we got Mercury in retrograde and Venus in retrograde, and I'm dyslexic as ready, but as ready already. But you see what I mean? My words be backwards, man. Mercury, Venus in retrograde. This Venus in retrograde has absolutely already kicked my booty, and the Mercury pre-shadow is, you know, get me tongue-tied, twisted. Doesn't help that I'm dyslexic already, but yeah, watch signing any sort of contracts or anything like that during this Mercury retrograde, okay? But I hope you're surviving this Venus in retrograde, because boy, whoo, I hear a lot of people. There are a lot of people that are going through it, man, going through it. So just know, just take a deep breath, like breathe with me. That moment of silence, and know that it will be okay. This will not be forever. All right. It will not be forever. It might feel like it's forever right now. Ooh, coming out of some sort of disappointment, or feeling like a failure in the sense of finances. Mm, feeling like you didn't know, that you didn't have all the ingredients, or that you were missing something. Like I feel like you were missing a piece of the puzzle, or you were missing a piece of that, like there was an exponent that was missing, or you might have like flipped a number around somewhere. Especially if you're dyslexic, like you might want to go over, if you're doing your taxes or whatnot, you might want to go over your inputs, because you might have like missed a number or flipped a number backwards somewhere, and it like just do a second look at whatever has been entered, especially if you're working on doing your taxes or working on like your finances. There might be something there that was misentered. All right. Oh, and there are definitely too many chiefs and not enough Indians. There are way too many people involved in this finance, whatever your finances have got going on. There are way too many chiefs. There are way too many chefs in the kitchen. There's a lot of competition. There's a lot of people telling you what you should do or how you should be doing it, or think that they know better than you. And that might be causing a lot of issues. Okay. Like some people just don't understand what your vision is, and it's not their place to understand it. It's not their place to understand it. Sometimes you can't explain yourself. You just got to show them. You got to show them with action. Like you can explain all you want, and then some people still won't get it. So yeah, but you do have the Empress. So it will even out. You will see the fruits of your labor. Like there is something that is very fertile right now. There is very fertile ground that you can be planting in, but I don't necessarily think that you'll be reaping those rewards right now. But be mindful of these I would say fucktardias in the kitchen, okay? There are too many people. They're ruining it. They're ruining whatever you've got going on. They might have like tried to talk you out of some sort of vision that you had, or um you know just stay true to you, because there is a lot of fertile ground here. Like there is a lot of fertile ground as far as your finances go. You might not see it right away, but stay true to yourself, stay true to you. Like you know what's good for you, you know what's best, you know what sort of burning idea you have. You don't have those burning passions for no reason. All right, stay on top of it, stay on top of your books. You see, always got his hand on the book. Stay on top of your books. Don't let somebody else do that shit. Okay, make sure that you go over it yourself, or hire a professional or something, because there might be somebody or something that might have been put in incorrectly that you're going to want to need to take care of. The King of Cups and the King of Swords. That's pretty badass. So, yeah, whatever's going on, like keep true to yourself. Okay? Keep true to yourself. You might not see the fruit, you might not see the rewards right away, but don't let nobody get you off your throne, okay? You are in your rightful place. The throne is where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be in the throne. Make sure that you're overseeing whatever it is that these people are doing. Don't just think, oh well, they've got it covered. All right, make sure, like, if you have to look over someone's shoulder to make sure that they're doing it right, like look over their shoulder to make sure that they're doing it right. Make sure that they're implementing what they're supposed to do. Okay, they always say if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, and this might be a case like that. But whatever it was, whatever this distraction, I want to call it a distraction. Like either you were distracted or disappointed, or in some way or another, like somehow you got you got thrown off. You got thrown out of whack. There was like some sort of curveball that was thrown at you that kind of made you be a little bit sideways. That you might have been recuperating financially. There's been some sort of recoup in finances, but it will be okay. You will get your numbers figured out. All right. It's a slight mishap. And I don't know if it's a human error or an input error, but it's definitely making you, like, it makes you feel a little uncomfortable, a little out of place, a little like a little bit sideswiped. It's like you got sideswiped by something to do with your finances, but it will lift up. All right. It's not going to get any worse. Like, this is the worst. The worst of it is already over. All right, whatever it is that you've been dealing with, whatever financial difficulties you've been dealing with, like you just remain diligent, find out where the error was, and like, it might be disappointing. You might be disappointed in whoever the, like, if you relied on somebody to do your taxes, or you relied on somebody to put your time card in right. Like, there might be a mishap with like your hours, or maybe they didn't give you the bonus that you were supposed to get, or like you might have to contact HR, but absolutely stay on top of it, okay? But it's not going to get worse. The worst is already behind you. So if you're worried that it's going to just snowball into some other sort of crazy amount of drama, it's not going to get worse, okay? Just stay on top of it. Yeah, it's whew, it's as bad as it could get. Like, that's as bad as it was gonna get. Okay, it's not gonna get worse. But in order to recover, to recoup from this, you got to stay diligent. You got to stay on top of it. You got to be that King of Wands, that King of Cups. Okay, the King of Swords, the King of Cups. You've got to be the person. You got to make sure that your money is working for you. That if you have to look over somebody else's shoulder, I don't care who they are. I don't care if they are the professional. Like, make sure that you are dotting all your little J's and crossing all your T's, okay? Because there might be somebody else in the background that's slacking, or that might have missed something. Like, maybe they were going through something in their own life, which, I mean, is no excuse to be fucking up your finances, but still, the worst is over, okay? The worst is over. It's all uphill from it's all well, uphill sounds like a struggle, so it's all up from here, not uphill, but it's all up from here. The worst has already happened. So if you're worried that you're going to get hit with one thing after another, um take care of what you can take care of. Like, you're in control of what you are in control of. Manage, put aside what you need to put aside, fire whoever you need to fire. Look over whatever you need to look over, because it might be just something simple, like a dyslexic number. Like, I'm guilty of that. Like, I'm horrible with numbers because I'm dyslexic. Like, I'd be flipping them backwards all the time. I do it with my words, I do it with my numbers. So that might just be something as simple as like a number that was input incorrectly. So Just try not to be too angry about the situation, because there was that whole temper thing that came out. Like the being angry like isn't going to solve anything. That's not going to help the situation. It's not going to help it get better. It's not going to make you feel any better. It might feel better in that moment, you know, to be all angry and rah rah rah, but in the long run it's just going to make it feel worse. Okay? So the worst the worst is over. The worst is over. All right? It don't get any worse than it don't get any worse. So that's, I mean, for as bad as that might sound, that's also good news at the same time. So just be diligent, okay? Be diligent with your finances. Be diligent with putting in your numbers. All right, let's go to the love portion. Let's go to mm, let's go to Aquarius's single Aquariuses. This is like single Aquariuses. Single Aquariuses that are dating around, might have different like interests, you know, aren't interested in anybody, maybe have a crush, you know, like actually single Aquariuses. Let's see what the month of March is bringing to the single Aquarius collective. What do we got for the single Aquariuses for the month of March? What do we have for the month of March for Aquarius? Aquarius, the month of March. Please and thank you. What do we got for Aquarius in the month of March? Shuffling. I love the sound of the shuffle. I don't know. I might be a weirdo. Actually, I know I am a weirdo. I'll just own it. I'm a weirdo. It's okay. So slow. Slow communication. It looks like you're getting together with friends. It doesn't really look like there's like, you might, I mean, unless you're going out with a party of friends, like you might actually end up meeting somebody. Oh, the sun card in reverse. So your friends might be dragging you out. All right. Like you might be in one of those like, I don't wanna, you know, like I'm cool at home. I don't feel like getting dressed. I don't feel like going out. I don't feel like, you know, putting on this facade or whatever. But I think you have a group of people that are around you, like your close friends, your family, you know, even if you don't want to go out, you know, and date or whatever, it doesn't feel like you really feel like dating with the sun card in reverse. Like you just don't feel like it. It feels like you just like, I don't feel it. I'm not into it, you know, but don't be laying in bed doing nothing. All right. Cause you do have family around you. Rather that is, I call them family. That's like friends that are pretty much family. You do have people that have your best interest at heart, that do really care about your well-being, okay? And they might almost have to drag your ass the hell out of the house, you know? And you might resist at first, you know, but in the long run you'll feel much better once you've been outside. I don't know, sometimes I'll be feeling like so in my head and like stuffed up and like depressed or whatever, and then as soon I just step outside, all I have to do is step outside and it's like, wow, so much better. So you might actually meet somebody from a friend of a friend. There might be a friend of a friend, you know, like if you get invited to go out to go do something, there might be somebody that tags along that you spark conversation with, you know, that you find mentally stimulating. You also have some sort of stalker or somebody that keeps an eye on you too. There might be somebody from your past that keeps an eye on you, or somebody that has like, you know, interest in you. Maybe there's somebody that you've turned down multiple times that is watching you, but there's definitely somebody that's keeping an eye on you. All right. But I feel like you're just like vibing by yourself. You're vibing by yourself. You're cool. You're calm. You're collected. You're happy. You know, you're in your zone, your safe zone, your creative zone. Like you're good with where you're at. You're like, I'm good with where I'm at. Wands in the reverse. I feel like your friends are going to make you, Six of Pentacles. Like they're going to try to make you go out and go do things, you know, but if you feel uncomfortable, like don't feel bad about walking away or saying no. Like if you really honestly don't want to go, then don't go. Okay, make sure that you are true to yourself, but don't be wallowing in your despair either. Like if you're in a rut and your friends are trying to help pull you out of that rut, like even if you don't feel like going out with friends, like at least go outside. All right, go outside, go get some sunshine, but don't let them guilt you into going out or being with somebody. Like I had a friend one time that was like, you need to get on a dating site, blah blah blah. That was like the worst experience ever. But it also taught me a lot. Like I'm thankful for the experience, but boy, them dating sites are scary. I got on Facebook dating for like 3.5 seconds. I think I was on it for like 2 days. And then I insert Ned Flanders scream and ran. You know, like when Ned Flanders killed his wife's plant and Bart thought he murdered somebody and he was all ah, you know what I mean? Ah, and then ran. That's kind of I kind of get that energy here from the single Aquariuses. It's like y'all are good with where you're at, you know? Like you don't like you're not afraid to walk away from anything that doesn't make you feel comfortable. You know, like if there's somebody that your friends have tried to set you up with that you just ain't feeling, that you feel that they're fake or they're putting on a show, like they're not mentally stimulating, they can't keep a conversation, they can't do whatever, like you don't feel bad about walking away from that. It's all right. The sooner you find out what's not for you and you honor yourself that way, like you respect yourself enough to be like, nah, I'm cool, the quicker that you will find the one that is for you. Because how are you supposed to be with the one that is for you if you out here entertaining all the ones that ain't? So don't be scared to walk away from anything that doesn't feel right. Okay, anything that is not mentally stimulating, that doesn't feel right, like don't be scared. All right, let's go on to the Aquariuses in a brand new relationship. Aquarius in a brand new relationship. Which deck do I want to use? Which one do I want? I'm going to use Patch Tarot. I haven't used that one in a long time. I'm going to use this guy off of Spirit Science. I love these guys. We will use Patch Tarot. All right. Aquariuses that are in a brand new relationship. Like y'all have been seeing, like exclusively seeing each other for at least a couple months, you know, not like, oh, well, I'm thinking about dating him and I'm dating this person and, you know, like I've got my mind on that one. No, this is for the Aquariuses that are, you know, they stepped it up to the next level, you know, posted it on Facebook or whatever, said they in a relationship, or actually like monogamous with this person, or if you're in a polyamorous relationship, have set the clear boundaries, you know. But those that are in an actual committed, brand new committed relationship, what do we got? What do we got for Aquariuses in a brand new relationship? Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. The devil. Retro. Is this one of them where like y'all uh, where y'all go out and have a good time? Where y'all like don't know how to be around each other unless you're out having a good time? Like, is this like turning into a sex based relationship or a party type deal where it's like y'all just have a good time whenever you're partying? They might bring up a lot of insecurities in you. The devil being the first card out, whew, addiction, could be like highly sexually fueled. There might be a lot of passion in the bedroom there, but I feel like y'all just go out and party and have a good time, you know. But it might bring out a lot. Like you got the Queen of Wands in reverse, so it makes you feel a little bit like it's starting to set off some of those feelings that you don't like, you know, that what is he doing, what is she doing, you know, who are they talking to, like you don't like being that person. You might feel that they're hiding something. You're not sure if you're tripping or if they actually are hiding something with the moon card here. Could be dealing with an Aries or a Pisces or a Capricorn, but it's definitely triggering a lot of like do I really want to be feeling like this? Do I really want to go through this? Is this relationship really worth having this feeling of insecurity? Like you already know, like you've already been around the block. You've probably already experienced the worst of yourself that you ever want to be, and it's like you don't want to ever be that person ever again. you know Narcissism. So there's something about this that is making you, that is triggering your defenses. I don't know if you think that they're out like just playing the field, or like if it's just your insecurity in general. Like now that you've said that, now that it's become a thing, like y'all have become official, it's like now it's like, you have that feeling in the pit of your stomach. If you have a feeling in the pit of your stomach, okay, that's usually your intuition. If it's just coming from your mind, if it's just racing through your mind, that's the worms, the freaking the monkey brain, the chatter, the noise. But if you have the chatter and the noise accompanied by the feeling in the pit of your stomach, if it comes down, if that feeling makes you sick, like you start getting sick to your stomach, and it's accompanied by the noise, like, ugh, I'd watch out for that. Moving on. Either you need to figure out, like, you need to have an open conversation with this person. I mean, but ultimately, your insecurities aren't their problem. I mean, unless they're valid, unless like it's just your intuition picking up on something. If your intuition is picking up on something, you're much better off listening to yourself. Because if you lay next to somebody acting like you believe them, like, oh, baby, I believe you. I know you ain't doing me dirty. You know what I mean? And you're all kissy face with them. And then the whole time you're tossing and turning, like with the background noise in your head telling you that, oh, this motherfucker lying, or this biatch lying. You know what I mean? Like, you're way better off just trusting your own intuition and your own gut. Because if you find out later that you were right the whole time, it's going to be a million times worse. You're going to feel a million, like a gazillion, trillion, bazillion times more angry about the situation, because not because of what they're doing, because you didn't listen to yourself. So even if this is just because it's triggering your insecurities, that automatically like there's a problem there. That means that there's a problem. There's definitely some sort of insecurity. If this was a relationship that was based off of like getting drunk and being with each other, you know, that, and you guys don't know how to have a good time without that. It's like, I feel like, I know I've been in those relationships where it's like we only get along as long as we're drinking. It's like we don't have the most passionate sex unless we're drunk. Like we don't have that great of a time unless we're out getting schwilly with each other. And then we come down the next morning and it's cool for about a day, and then it's like, well, now what? Now what do we do? I think your perception is on point. It says perceptive. So you're very perceptive. You're very on point. You're very on point with this situation. Even if it does just bring up insecurities inside of you. I'm not saying that it's the other person's responsibility to make sure that you feel a certain sort of way, because it's always our responsibility to make sure that we feel a certain sort of way. All right, but you can express your concerns to this person. If you have some sort of concerns, if there's something that's going on that makes you feel like, hey, really makes me uncomfortable when, I don't hear from you for like 2 days. You know what I mean? Or like all of a sudden we're talking and then all of a sudden we're not. Or, it makes me uncomfortable when I see that you're talking to this person or that person. Like, it's not like they need to be on a leash. Like, you shouldn't have your partner on a leash, right? But if there's something that they're doing that is directly, like, it is directly making you feel uncomfortable, you should at least be able to express yourself to them about the situation without it turning into a whole on fight. All right, because somebody that really loves you and really wants to be with you is going to do whatever they can to try to make sure that they're not disrespecting you. All right, so don't be disrespecting yourself by not talking about the situation and keeping it to yourself. All right, if there's something that you're not comfortable with, be expressive about it, be open about it, be vulnerable about it without being an asshole either. All right, like just have an open line of communication. Okay, because there's something about this situation that's making you uneasy, and that's got to be resolved. If it's going to work, you can't just hide, you just can't cover it up, because it will boil up. It'll boil up, it'll come out. It'll come out. Like all of a sudden, like, 6 months later, somebody does something stupid, and then all of a sudden you're getting in this blowout fight because somebody left a drawer open, and it has nothing to do with the drawer being open. Then all of a sudden it goes back in time to like whatever this actual problem really is. So it's better just to keep an open line of communication and be honest and vulnerable, not just with your part, like be honest with yourself, number one. Okay, because if you don't know how you feel, how are you supposed to have anybody else know how you feel? So be honest with yourself, number one. And then number two, open up a line of communication without being um combative. All right, without being combative. All right, let's go on to Aquariuses that are in a committed relationship. Aquariuses that are in a committed long-term relationship. What do we got? Aquarius in a committed long-term relationship. What do we have for the month of March? Month of March. What do we got for the month of March for Aquarius in a long-term relationship? If you would like a personal reading, you can email me at s.y.l.sayyoulove@gmail.com. And soon enough, my website will be up and running, and then you'll be able to book your appointments there. But until then, you can email me. I'm excited about my new website. I can't wait for it to be popping. Off the ground and popping. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Ugh. What the hell, Aquarius? Do you feel like this person is holding you back from being like from achieving your greatest potential or something? Cause you got lost opportunity. That's like a lost financial opportunity. Delays and lack of motivation, lack of confidence. Like, do they not give you enough admiration? Are they not do they not speak the same type of love language? Are they not giving you what it is that you need in the moment? I don't know. It's turning into a burden, taking on extra responsibilities like covering for their mistakes or picking up after them or something. Or I don't know. If you're in a long-term relationship, like your partner is supposed to be a direct reflection of like you for your values. They represent you. It's like your representative. I feel like this person might make fun of you or something in public situations. I don't know. They make you feel bad in social situations, or like the way that they talk about you to other people is a little concerning. Something about it is turning into a burden, but you've put so much work into it. Long-term view, hard work, perseverance. It's like you're holding on, you're sticking with it. Dark side of wealth. It's like cheaper to keep her, cheaper to keep him. You don't know how you would survive with the one person income. Like there definitely feels like there is it's turned into a burden, whatever this is. Lack of motivation, lack of energy, lack of passion, weighted down, like boredom, burden, extra responsibility, hard work. You got lost opportunity, missed chance, bad investment, lack of planning and foresight. But you also have long-term view, hard work, perseverance, diligence, sustainable results and investment. It's like you've put so much time and energy into this situation. But then you got dark side of wealth, lack of stability, lack of resources, somebody using money to manipulate someone. You got meditation, contemplation, recuperation, retreat, renewal, and solitude. Maybe just take some breaths, take some time. They say absence makes the heart grow fonder, so maybe there needs to be a little bit of go find, like, have your own hobby or something. Like, go do something that you really enjoy doing by yourself. Like, maybe y'all just need to take a little bit of a break from each other, not like a break in your relationship, but like just a break from each other in general. Like maybe go out and do something that you really enjoy doing, that maybe you're significant. I mean, because none of us are going to be completely 100% compatible in every single area all the freaking time, right? Like some of you might like going to football games or going to basketball games, and the other person absolutely despises it, so they just make fun of you for it anyways. They're like, "Oh, this football, blah blah blah," but you actually really super enjoy it. So there ain't nothing wrong with going to do the things that you enjoy doing by yourself. Like maybe you like to shoot pool, and your other person don't know shit about pool and don't care, don't even want to learn. All right, and there's nothing wrong with having those types of combinations, but you need to be able to go and do these things, you know, and have your own group of friends, your own set of hobbies that are separate from the connection. I feel like this connection has been built like they're like it's like always, like you guys are always doing everything together or always around each other like 24/7. So it's really hard. Like, yeah, self-love, disharmony, disruption. There's an imbalance here, and I think the imbalance is just by not having your own sense of independence. Like you can still be independent and in a relationship, right? It doesn't mean that you're out cheating and doing whatever. Like you do still need to have your sense of self. All right, and I think that the problem that is arising in this long-term committed relationship is the sense of self, the sense of and like you lose the I and become we, and everything becomes we. And it's not like that's necessarily a bad thing, but you do have to remain true to yourself, to do things on your own, to do things that you enjoy doing, even if your partner freaking hates it. They don't like doing crossbow, they don't like shooting crossbows. Well, oh well, go out and shoot crossbows. Like you don't have to do every single thing together all the time, and they don't need to agree with every single thing that you're doing all the time, especially if it's not hurting your relationship. But I feel like there is a lack of self here. And I think that there's somebody likes to there's somebody that likes to pick on, like, I don't know if it's a flirtatious way of picking on you, but it might be getting annoying. There's something about the way that they treat you in public that might be a little bit annoying. There's a little bit of misinterpretation, insecurity. I don't know. You need to find your sense of self. There's nothing wrong with finding your own sense of self inside of a relationship. Actually, it's extremely important. A lot of delays, frustration, procrastination, missed opportunities, and resources, overwhelmed, on the edge, defensive, paranoia, lack of motivation. There's a whole lot of lack of motivation and unhappiness here. So something's got to give. Something's got to give in order to flip this frown upside down. All right. And I think that spending time doing your own independent things, not like going to the grocery store doesn't count. Okay? That is not like your time away to go do what you want to do. Like that's some bullshit. I hear like single moms, "Oh, I went to the grocery store today." It's like, and then, you know, like make sure that you actually spend time doing something for yourself, okay? Don't lose your sense of self in this relationship, because there's definitely some stagnancy here, and they're like it's starting to turn into a burden, and somebody is unhappy. So just know that this too shall pass. I mean, it could just be the planets right now. I mean, Venus, which is the one that rules love, is in freaking retrograde. Venus is backwards. All right. So I would just I would hold your temper, okay? Don't say anything that you're going to regret. I mean, unless you actually mean it, because a lot of times that's what comes out. We say some shit that we have been holding on to. Like when you say something when you're mad or when you're fighting with somebody, it's probably something that you've been wanting to say for a while, but have kept hush hush. So be careful what you say. All right. All right. Those were the messages that I have for my Aquarius collective. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way out. And until next time, be good to yourself and others always and always. Fruit beep beep.